Hi guys, Miss Molly here. You're gonna do a fun yoga flow with me. It's Amazon Warrior Yoga and you're gonna love it. If you'd like to follow me some more, you can check me out at Miss Molly the Cosplayer on Facebook or Miss Molly the Librarian 13 on Instagram. So I'll catch you there. If you're new to yoga, I can't wait to try it with you. Always keep in mind that while sensation is okay, any kind of pain is not. Make sure before you do yoga or any kind of exercise that you check with your doctor first to make sure that it's okay for you and it's something that your body can handle. Hi guys, Miss Molly here. I'm going to bring you through a yoga flow today in an Amazon style, and I hope you guys are ready. It's going to be super fun. I'll have a bunch of different poses, and I'm going to have different levels of the poses. So if you're new to yoga and want to just start it out, that's fine. If you're a veteran and you're ready to go, then follow along with me and we're going to have a great time. Okay, so finding your yoga mat, we're going to start by warming up. So coming down into your comfortable seated position. That can be your legs just crossed in front of you, half lotus, full lotus, whatever you like, just coming into your space, taking a break and a couple deep breaths, breathing in and out, rolling your spine, rolling your shoulders. If you haven't already, allow your eyes to gently float closed. As you breathe, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Do 2 more breaths following your own breath. It doesn't have to match mine. On your next inhale, allow your arms to come up and overhead. And as you exhale, bring them back down. One more time, inhale, arms up. And exhale back down. Waking up those shoulders. Leaving your hands by your sides as you inhale, this time rolling those shoulders up towards your ears. And as you exhale, back down. One more time, inhale. Shoulders up and exhale back down. Dropping your right ear towards your right shoulder. Dropping the chin towards your chest. As far as it will go, your chin doesn't have to touch your chest. Left ear towards your left shoulder. And one more, lifting that chin up towards the sky. Coming back to center. One more inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, bringing those hands down onto your mat. Coming onto your hands and knees. Your gaze is going to be down towards the mat, towards your fingertips. Your knees are stacked under your hips. Your palms are under your shoulders or roughly there, keeping a gentle bend in those elbows. Don't ever lock out your elbows. We don't want to get any hurt elbows here. On your next inhale, you're going to drop that belly towards the ground, rolling those shoulders back. Eyes come up towards the sky, and you arch your back like a cow. Sway back like a cow. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, reverse that movement, looking back towards those hip bones, arch your back like an angry cat. And as you move through these movements, don't ever hold your breath, always breathe in and out. On your next inhale, coming back to cow. Exhale, cat. Working with your breath, using your inhale for cow. And exhale, cat. One more time for each of these. Inhale the cow. Exhale, cat. Working on our side body, coming back into our gentle tabletop position. Feeling, rolling out those wrists, making sure they feel okay. On your next inhale, looking at the mat and preparing. As you exhale, looking over that left shoulder towards those left toes. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder looking towards those toes. Getting a gentle C movement here. Inhale, forward. Exhale, looking to the left. Inhale, center. And once more to the right. Back to center, working on our balance. Rolling out those wrists again if you need. From here, keeping that left hand on the ground, sending the toes of that right foot back and out behind you. From here, lifting those toes up off the ground. They don't have to go very high, just staying right there. You can stay just like this, and that's fine. Or if you'd like more of a challenge, bringing that opposite arm up and out in front of you. This is our bird dog. From here, if you'd like some ab work, can bring the elbow and the knee together underneath the body. So inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, pressing out and away. And embracing the wobble if you're wobbling. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, out and away. And one more, inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, out and away. From here, bringing the knee back underneath the body, sweeping that left arm out to the side. Inhale. And as you exhale, bringing that arm, palm side up between the space between your arm and your leg, coming on down into our thread the needle pose. Always remembering to breathe. On your next inhale, using that right hand, pressing yourself all the way up. Bring that left hand back to the mat, rolling out that right wrist. Setting up on the other side. So this time, sending those toes of the left foot back. Can stay just as you are here. Lifting those toes up. If you want more of that challenge, bringing that opposite arm up and forward. Thumb pointed towards the ceiling. Fingers spread nice and wide. Palm towards that wall. Working on our abs now. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, pressing out and away. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, out and away. And one more, inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, out and away. Bringing that knee back down to the mat, sweeping that arm out to the side. Inhale. And exhale, bringing that arm between the space and coming into thread the needle on the opposite side. Holding for 3 breaths. On your next inhale, pressing back up, bringing both palms to the mat. Inhale here. As you exhale, just gently pressing all the way back into our first child's pose. For you, you'll be bringing that head all the way down, but if I do that, I'll be talking into my knees and you won't be able to hear me. So inhale here and exhale down. Coming back into tabletop, walking those hands forward 1 or 2 inches, coming onto the toes into plank. At any time that we are doing a plank pose, making sure our palms are nice and flat, gentle bend in those elbows, don't lock anything out. Toes are on the ground, heels are pressing back, keeping the belly button pulling up and in towards the back of your spine. And if you're in plank and you don't feel comfortable or steady, feeling free to drop those knees to the mat, tops of the feet down and flat. You're still getting all of the work of plank, just a little less stress on the body. On your next inhale, looking at those hands. Exhale, stepping 1 foot forward and then the other. Keeping a very deep bend in those knees, reaching towards those toes, stretching out our hamstrings. Wherever your hands reach is fine. So if your hands are by your shins, that's fine. Ankles, toes, mat. It's wherever you are. From here, gently bending first one knee and the other, shifting your weight from side to side. Coming into stillness, slowly straightening those legs ever so slightly. If that means that you come up a little bit higher, that's all right. On your next inhale, we're slowly rolling all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Making sure your head's the last thing to come up, rolling those shoulders back and away. And we'll meet in mountain pose. So that's our warm-up. Meeting in mountain pose, making sure we're standing at the front of our mat. Our feet are nice and even, and they're going to be about hip width apart. You can check if they're hip width apart by making two fists and checking, placing them right between your feet. A lot of people will have their feet too wide, thinking that it's hip width, but it's really not. It's not too wide. So from here, rolling forward and backward from heels to toes, just finding a nice balance wherever you are. Coming into stillness in our mountain pose, rolling those shoulders back and away, palms facing forward, fingers spread wide. Again, working on our breathing, warming up our shoulders. So inhale, arms up. Gaze coming up to look at those palms. Palms touch, and as you exhale, pressing out and away. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, out and away. One more inhale, arms up. And this time as you press out and away, keeping your back as flat as you can, as long as you can, going down towards those toes. Inhale, half lift, rolling those shoulders back, hands come to shins. Exhale, down. Inhale, reverse our swan dive, flat back, all the way back up, arms touch overhead. This time, palms pull down through heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. A little bit faster this time with the next level up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, place those hands on the mat. Step back into plank. From here, this is our first chaturanga, so everyone bringing those knees down to the mat, flat tops of the feet all the way down. Inhale here. Exhale, lowering all the way down, pin those elbows to the sides. And exhale, coming back up into a back bend. You can be down here in low cobra. You can be up in high cobra. Or all the way up in upward dog. Exhale all the way back down. Tucking those toes and pressing back into our first downward dog of the day. From here, palms are nice and flat, trying to keep those elbows open. Reaching those heels all the way back, forward and back, waking up and walking our dog. Sit bones are our butt, coming up towards where the ceiling and the wall meet. Coming into stillness here. As you inhale, rolling forward into plank. Stepping first one foot and then the other forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way back up into mountain. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant those hands, step or hop back into plank. Yogi's choice this time, knees up or knees down, lowering all the way down through chaturanga into your back bend. Tucking those toes, pressing back into downward dog. Again, walking out those dogs, wake those hamstrings up. Inhale, gaze comes up, rolling forward into plank. Hopping or stepping forward into plank, or into, into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms all the way back up. And pull down through heart center. Again, a little bit faster. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant those hands. Step or hop back into plank. Yogi's choice, knees up or knees down, lowering all the way down through chaturanga into your back bend. Tuck those toes, coming into downward dog. Those hamstrings should be nice and warm, pressing those heels back to the ground. It's okay if your feet do not touch the ground all the way. From here, stepping the left foot towards the center of the mat, bringing your weight into that foot, lifting that back leg up into the air. Keeping those toes down towards the ground and trying to keep your hips as level as possible. So you don't have to worry about getting your leg all the way up, because it'll tip you up out of alignment, and that's okay. From here, we're going to work on some more ab work, as if we haven't had enough today. So on your next inhale, you're going to bring that knee rolling forward in towards the center. Exhale, bringing that foot out and away. Inhale, knee in, rolling forward. Exhale, out and away. Inhale, bring that knee in. Exhale, away. This time, going towards the right elbow. One more towards the right elbow. And now this time we're going towards the left elbow. So bring that knee underneath the body and across. Exhale, out and away. Inhale, underneath and across. Exhale, out and away. And one more inhale and across. Once you're feeling a little bit shaky, bringing that leg all the way up and planting it flat on the mat. Bringing that back foot also flat on the mat, but your back foot, your toe, is going to be at a 45-degree angle, pointing at the top left corner of the mat. Toes of your right foot are pointing nice and straight in front of you. Coming up, our hips are pointed towards the front of your mat, knee is slightly bent, in our warrior one pose. So back leg is nice and strong, bringing that weight, pressing everything into that back foot and also into the front leg. So it's like you're trying to rip the mat apart. From here, making sure your knee is stacked over your ankle, keeping everything nice and even, making sure you can always see your big toe. And your right knee will be tracking out over that pinky toe. From here, inhale, arms up. Keeping that back leg nice and strong. From here, exhale, windmilling those hands on either side of that front foot. Coming onto the toes of that back leg, taking one little step, widening that stance, coming into our low lunge. From here, nothing about the front foot changes. So the knee is still stacked over the ankle, toes are still pointed forward. The back leg, you're on your knee, and the top of your foot is flat on the floor. You can stay just as you are here, and that is fine. If you would like to go the next level up, you can bring one hand and then the other onto that front knee. Never right on the knee, just slightly behind. The back hip is pointing down or pressing down into the ground. You can stay just as you are here, or lifting those arms up, still pressing forward. As you exhale, bringing those palms down. Bringing some movement into here, we're going to work on some twists. Coming back down Placing that left hand on the inside of the right foot, right here. Inhale, and as you exhale, twisting in towards that leg. Your gaze can be up towards your hand, out towards the side, or looking down towards your foot. One more breath here. And as you exhale, coming down, switching the hands, so bringing that right hand on the inside of the foot. And this time, inhale. And as you exhale, twisting in the opposite direction, away from your leg. Again, looking up, to the side, or down. Exhale, coming all the way back down. Bringing your hands on either side of that front foot, tucking the toes of that back foot, coming up, bringing both feet together at the back of the mat. Going through our flow. Inhale here. Exhale, coming down through chaturanga into your back bend. Exhale, downward dog. And here, repeating everything on the opposite side. So bringing the right foot to the back of the mat and bringing that weight in, lifting the toes of that left foot up off the ground this time. And your next inhale, bringing that knee underneath the body and pressing out and away. Inhale, knee. Exhale, away. And inhale, knee. Exhale, away. To the left. Doing 3 on each side. And now underneath and to the right. This time as you come up, plant that foot. Bringing that back foot nice and flat. Toes pointed at the top right corner of the mat. Slowly coming all the way up. Again, slightly staggered stance. Left knee is bent. Knee stacked over the ankle. Hips pointed forward, making sure you can always see that big toe. Back leg is pressing nice and firmly back, while the right foot is pressed forward, feeling like you're trying to rip that mat apart. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, bringing those hands down on either side of that front foot, coming onto that back knee, top of the foot down. Again, and I will say this every single time, making sure that knee is stacked over the ankle, protecting everything. Driving that hip down towards the ground. You can stay just as you are here, or come up. Still driving that back hip down. Bringing those arms up. Anytime your arms are up and over your head, being careful that your shoulders aren't in your ears. Making sure you roll them out and away. No shoulder earrings here. Exhale, bringing those hands down, placing that right hand on the inside of that left foot. Inhale, twisting in towards that leg. Exhale, coming back down, switching our hands out. Left foot on the inside, left hand on the inside of that left foot, twisting away from that leg. And exhale down. Bring your hands on either side of that foot, tucking the toes of that right foot back. Both feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga into your flow. And this time, instead of downward dog, pressing back into our child's pose, giving yourself a break. If you feel like you'd like to give your shoulders a little extra break, you can bring your hands so the tops of them are resting on the mat, palms up, keeping our forehead down, just giving your shoulders a break. On your next inhale, slowly coming back up, rolling out those wrists, wiggle your fingers a little bit, coming forward into our tabletop, planting those hands, coming onto our toes into our plank. Gaze is up towards those hands, stepping first one foot and the other towards the front of our mat, coming into our forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up and dragging those hands down through heart center. Shaking out those legs, seeing how you're feeling. Setting up for our next flow. Rolling forward and back. Coming into stillness. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant those hands, step or hop back into plank. Coming down through chaturanga into your back bend. And once again into downward dog. Bringing that left foot to the center of the mat. Lifting that right foot up off the mat into our three-legged dog. Inhale. As you exhale, planting that front foot between those hands, dropping that back foot so it's parallel with the back of the mat. Our front foot is going to be cutting our back foot right in half as we set up for our warrior two pose. So gently coming all the way back up as we set this up. Our hip points are going to be pointed towards the side of the mat, and that's fine. Toe is pointed forward. Inhale, bring those arms up. And as you exhale, bend that front knee. Once again, that knee is stacked over that ankle. Should always see that big toe. Our arms are out to our side. Think about drawing a bow. This is our warrior two pose. Gaze is out front towards that middle finger. From here, we're moving into our side angle. So bringing that forearm to the knee, keeping our leg just where it is, lifting that back arm up, keeping our chest open, rolling that shoulder back. Inhale, coming back to warrior. Exhale, dropping that back arm, lifting that front arm up, palm facing towards the back of the room, keeping that knee bent in our warrior two pose. Into our reverse warrior. It's okay if you don't have a deep back bend, even if you're up, that's okay. Keeping that chest open. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, the side angle. Inhale, warrior. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, coming up, straightening that front leg, feeling the burn in that thigh. From here, making sure to keep a gentle bend in that knee, keeping our arms nice and straight. Inhale, and as you exhale, tipping as far forward as you can before bringing that arm down. Rest on the inside of that shin in our triangle pose. The back of the hand can rest on that shin, but make sure you're not putting too much pressure there. And you can check if you are by lifting that arm up, getting some ab work in. Inhale, exhale. One more inhale all the way back up. From here, turning, so our both sets of toes are pointed towards the side of the mat. From here, keeping our wide stance, inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, folding down into a wide-legged forward fold. If you feel like your legs can be wider, feel free to scooch those toes open on either side. And slowly start bending one knee and then the other into our side lunge, stretching out the inner sides of our legs. Pausing on one side or the other whenever you feel that you need it. As you come towards your front right leg, slowly turning it out, bringing hands on both sides, stepping both feet back towards the end of the mat in our plank. Yogi's choice, knees up or knees down, lowering all the way through chaturanga into your back bend. And into downward dog. Bringing that right foot to the center of the mat this time, bringing the weight in, lifting that left foot up. Inhale, and as you exhale, bringing that left foot forward, planting it between those hands, dropping that back foot so it's parallel with the back of the mat, setting up for a warrior two on the opposite side. Coming all the way up, hip points pointed towards this side of the mat. Everything should be nice and parallel. Make sure your feet aren't too wide. Front foot cutting the back foot right in half. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bending that front knee. Flipping those palms up, making sure those shoulders aren't by your ears. Gaze comes up towards that front middle finger. One more inhale. As you exhale, forearm comes to rest on that knee, back arm comes up into our side angle pose. Inhale, coming back up to warrior. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, one more, reverse warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Straightening out that front knee. Give yourself that little break. Keeping those arms just as they are. Inhale here. And as you exhale, reaching as far forward as you can before tipping down into our triangle, lifting that back arm up. Resting the back of that hand on your shin. Keeping that chest nice and open. Getting yourself a little bit more ab work, lifting that arm up. Bring that arm down. Inhale, arms all the way up. Both toes pointing towards the same side of the mat. Widening that stance if you'd like to. Inhale, arms up. And folding down into our wide-legged forward fold. Once again, starting by bending one knee and then the other. Working for balance and evenness on both sides. Coming back into our stillness of our wide-legged forward fold. Turning to bring both hands on either side of that front foot. Bringing both feet together at the back of the mat. One more flow. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Into your back bend. And press back into child's pose. Inhale, coming back up into our tabletop. Stepping those hands forward a couple inches, tucking those toes into our plank. Stepping up into our regular forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way back up. And pulling down through heart center. Working on some standing balance poses now. Bringing our feet a little bit closer together. Giving them not even a little bit of a break. From here, bringing our weight into that left foot. Coming onto the toes of your right. Feel free to stay here, if that's fine. Working on that balance if you would like to, lifting that knee up to 90 degrees and back down. Inhale up and back down. As you're lifting and lowering your knee, finding a place on the ground to look at, it's called a drishti point, is very helpful. It can be in front of you, halfway up a wall, but the higher you look, or if you close your eyes, the harder the balance is. You can continue just lifting your toe up and down if you would like to, or the next level that we are doing is reaching that foot back. Slight bend in that front knee, reaching the toe back and coming into our 90 degrees. Reaching that toe back and coming into 90 degrees. Using our inhale to reach that toe back and our exhale to bring it forward. If this is comfortable for you, you can keep doing that. Or the next level up, shaking out that standing leg if you need to. The next level would be going into a full high lunge. So as you inhale, reaching all the way back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. And one more inhale back. And exhale forward. Bringing that foot down to the ground. Shaking out that standing left leg. You should be feeling a little bit of burn in your shin. And that's okay. Setting up on the opposite side. Bringing that weight into that right foot. Coming onto the toes of your left. Inhale, knee up. Exhale, toes down. On our next one, if you'd like the next level up, coming into our toe tap in the back. And full lunge. And bringing both of those feet down, shaking out that left leg, shaking out those wrists. For our next standing pose, bringing those feet all the way together on your mat, bringing those hands together at heart center in our prayer position. Inhale, and as you exhale, sitting back into a chair that just isn't ever there, coming into our chair pose. You don't have to be as low as I am. You can be higher up, as long as you are squeezing those thighs together, keeping everything together as it were. From here, keeping those hands pressed together, inhale. And as you exhale, bringing that left arm to the outside of the left thigh. Pressing those palms together, keeping your stomach and chest away from those knees and away from those thighs. In our twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twisting to the opposite side. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, coming down over those legs. Hands reaching towards the toes. Walking those feet out ever so slightly. Bending first one knee and then the other. Slowly coming down to hands and knees. And then all the way down onto our stomachs. For our next pose, be working on some back bends. From here, we're going to be working on Locust. For Locust, it's not something that you go straight into, it's something that you work up towards. So, from here, we're going to bring our elbows underneath the shoulders, making sure that we have proper spacing. So you can check that by bringing one hand and the other towards those shoulders themselves, and then bringing them right back down. Palms are nice and flat. And this is a fine place to start. Gives you a nice gentle back bend. Bring the tops of the feet down. Keeping our chest nice and open, rolling those shoulders back, making sure that you're pressing into the ground nice and even on our palms, the forearms, and your elbows. Coming all the way down here, bringing those arms out to the side so that everything is parallel with the front of your mat. You can bring your head down to rest on your hands this way. For our locust pose, we start by bringing one foot up, keeping that toe pointed and your hips on the ground. Bring that foot down. Bring that left foot up. Again, keeping those hips on the ground. One more time each side. Right foot up as high as you can and you're comfortable doing it. And then left. Now try for both feet. Toes are pointed and pressing towards that back wall. Exhale, letting everything come back to the mat and release. Same thing with our arms, so bringing our arms on either side of our body, palms facing towards the sky, keeping our legs and our feet on the ground, lifting first your right arm palm up and down, and then the left arm as high as you can, and down. One more. And left. This time bringing both arms up. Giving yourself a break, bringing your arms up. For our full locust pose, you'll be bringing both arms and both legs up at the same time, creating a gentle bow with our backs. On your inhale, lifting everything up off the ground. Pressing those hands back. And exhale. One more time. Inhale, lifting everything up, pressing everything back. And exhale. Bring our hands on either side of our body, gently pressing up into our tabletop. And bringing our knees underneath the body and sitting back on your heels. Our next pose is a little fun. It's going to be working on side crow, which is another balance pose, but it's going to be balancing on your hands. It's a little bit tricky, but it's really, really fun. Don't be afraid to try it. So, bringing our hands onto the mat, nice and flat. Tucking our toes underneath you, coming up and coming to the side. What you're going to have to do is finding your balance point, bringing your hands as close to you as is comfortable, keeping them nice and parallel. Our hands are going to be nice and flat on the ground. What you do is bringing your knees to the backs of your elbows. You're going to be bringing all of your weight onto the elbows while balancing. Takes a little practice, but it's really fun. So keeping those palms nice and flat. Scrunching the body in together, resting the legs on the back of that arm. And your hips are on the opposite arm. Coming this way. If you get here and that is comfortable for you to try, that is fine. Just getting into that position is a good way to practice. The next step, once you have found a comfortable position of where to put your legs resting on your arms, is you slowly scoot your toes out and lift them up off the ground. Slowly coming down whenever you're ready. Coming onto those knees, sitting back on the heels, and rolling those wrists out. As with everything we do in yoga, doing it on both sides. So whenever you're ready, bringing those palms flat once again, coming onto those toes and all the way up, twisting those knees to the opposite side, bringing those hands closer to the body, bending those elbows, finding that position on your legs that's comfortable, that you think will work for your balance. Testing it once or twice, and then when you are ready, scooching those toes out, and lifting them up off the ground. Coming all the way down, sitting back on those heels, rolling those wrists out. Wobbling is okay, building strength. If you fall, that's okay as well, as long as you pick yourself back up. Since we're on the mat, we're going to stay here and cool down a little bit. Bringing both feet out in front of you. As you inhale, arms up. Exhale, reaching down towards those toes. Wherever your hands land, if it's at your thighs, shins, ankles, toes. Just keeping a gentle bend in those knees. It's okay if your back rounds. Inhale up. Keeping that left leg straight. Bring that right foot flat, knee towards the sky. You can stay just as you are here. If you'd like a little extra stretch, you can bring that foot flat on the opposite side of the left leg. The toes of your left foot are pointed up towards the sky. You can stay just as you are here, or inhale. As you exhale, bringing that left arm, hugging that leg in, and twisting towards that leg. For deeper twists, as you inhale, arm pulls yourself in, and as you exhale, you twist a little further back. That right arm can come back behind you, acting as a kickstand. As you exhale, coming back around, switching our feet up. This time, right foot is up straight, the right leg extended, gentle bend in that knee. Again, left foot is on the inside of that right leg. You can stay just as you are here, or bring that foot on the outside of that right leg. Inhale, and as you exhale, right hand grabs around that left leg and twist. Exhale, coming back, bringing both feet together. Keeping both feet together, knees are coming out to the side. You don't have to have your heels scrunched as far in as you can get them. It's okay to keep them out, and your knees also don't need to touch the ground. Wherever you are is okay. Just finding where your comfortable position is. Inhale here, and exhale, using your elbows to press those knees ever so slightly wider. From here, bringing those hands on either side of the knees and gently pressing them back together. Scooting those legs forward, coming down into our final pose, which is shavasana, or our rest, everything that's going to seal our practice in. So from here, whatever is the most comfortable way for you, coming all the way back down onto your mat. From here, allowing your palms to come all the way facing the ceiling, letting everything relax so our feet can come out to the side, fingers can curl. Inhale and exhale, allowing your eyes to drift closed. As you lay here and breathe, just allowing everything to melt into the mat, feeling any extra tension release. Choosing whatever side is the most comfortable for you, thinking about which way you'll roll, bringing some movement back into our fingers and toes. Roll on to that side, cradling your head in your arm. Keeping your eyes closed, gently press all the way back up into a final seated position, whatever is most comfortable for you. Allowing your eyes to drift back open, coming back into the space. Thanks for coming to do some yoga with me. As I always say, the warrior within me honors the warrior within you. Namaste.